All right, here we go again. Justin Young with a king 5 this time. With the button, just calling.
Check it.
Well, Chino with ace-4 diamond says, okay, you're going to play peaceful, I am too. And look at this flop. It's come king 7-3 with 2 diamonds. Chino has checked. Justin has top pair with 2 kings, so he's going to bet.
Chino has a 4 flush, of course.
Raise.
Yeah, he's going to re-raise.
Well, it looks like 1.1 million more. If you're sitting in Justin's seat, you're saying, you know, this guy had king high or better. Wouldn't he raise me before the flop? That didn't happen.
I'm gonna raise.
So he's going to raise with the 2 kings. Just doesn't think the aggressive Chino would not raise if he had at least king high before the flop.
3 million.
3 million more.
This is a $3 million raise, but it doesn't bother Chino. He's going all in with his flush draw. Now that is surprising.
Well, Chino Ree willing to gamble here and risk his tournament life because he knows whatever his opponent has, he can catch a diamond and win this pot. Well, that is really going to put the pressure on Justin now. Yes, he's got top pair, but he has a weak kicker with it, and it's going to cost him all his chips, which is about 6.7 million to make this call.
I have no idea where I'm at.
Well, there's an honest guy for you. But against Chino Ree, there's a lot of players that say that, Vince. He is certainly putting him through agony. But without a raise before the flop, you know, his opponent could have king 3, 7-3.
Best case scenario is like king, deuce, diamonds.
And
Well, Justin does lay it down.
Yes, I've heard this happen before. You start talking to yourself, whispering sweet nothings. This is the first sign of delusion at the poker table.
Oh, boy. The first step toward the padded cell is what you really mean.
This guy
I'm a repellent.
has coached successful pros that have made millions of dollars. And now he's bringing that expertise to you. Introducing Upswing Lab 2.0. Based off the original Upswing Lab created by Doug Polk, this is a one-stop shop to poker mastery. Start your journey today by checking out Upswing Lab 2.0.
Now he's got the big hand. Ace King. Makes it 90,000, and Dennis ace 4 behind him.
He's reaching for raising chips, which I'm not a fan of. This is problematic, Vince, because he's gone so small, his opponent is getting the correct price to call with anything in position, and you have a hand that doesn't really play very well post-flop.
A lot of players would come back over the top with the ace king, but no, Marc content just to call it, hoping to get lucky on the flop. Queen 8-3 on the flop.
Not a great flop for either player.
Dennis gonna put out a bet, 235.
Marc has too much hand here. Plus his hand is underrepresented by just calling the 3-bet pre-flop on the button, so he's gonna continue.
Turn card is another queen. Dennis still with nothing, just a little ace high with a bad kicker.
This might work, but this bet seems crazy to me. Your opponent can have all of the queens. He's not folding an 8. He's not folding any pairs to you. If he's got like 9-10 or Jack-10, he still might call you and try and bluff the river. I'm really just not a fan of this one, Vince.
Well, he's bet 560. Action clock ticking down, putting the pressure on the Irishman, and he's going to get the chips out and make this call.
And it just goes to show if you're bluffing with ace high and your opponent won't fold ace high, you've picked the wrong spot to bluff.
River card. Dennis sickened about this, hoping to get something. No, 10 on the river. So neither player with a pair. Does Dennis give up the betting?
That's not a good card for Dennis. A lot of the hands that we'll call twice with might have like 9-10, Jack-10, maybe with the backdoor flush draw. Of course, 10 of hearts makes that impossible.
Dennis is checked. And wow, it's a 650 bet into Dennis.
Marc seems concerned that, well, maybe my opponent has some kind of weird pair that he got to the river with. I don't want to let him show that down. I'm not sure this is exactly the hand I turn into a bluff, but I don't hate what he's doing here. What if Dennis check raises? That would be so nasty.
I'm all in.
Oh, wow.
Oh, quick fold by Marc.
Oh, Marc getting so punished for betting that river. And Dennis tables it. Crowd goes wild, and how could they not?
Ace high.
All right. The American Matt first to play. He's got ace-9 of hearts.
And everybody going to raise on the button with this hand in a three-handed poker game, and that includes Matt. He makes it 110,000 to go.
Philip with a nothing hand folds. And now Theo, the Dane.
He's a defender like his buddy Gus Hansen from Denmark, meaning they don't like to give up pots. They like to fight for everything. And when I say fight, I'm talking about fight. As you can see here, a 3-bet by Theo with just a queen deuce.
Made it 250 to go. Matt's going to call, though, of course. And we got another battle. Here's the flop, a king, a 4 of hearts, and a 9. The 9 good for Matt.
Yep, he's got middle pair with top kicker. Theo, of course, going to make the continuation bet because he has nothing. 300,000 to bet. And Matt going to make the call.
Smooth call by Matt Salsberg. And here we go to the turn.
Well, the 5 of hearts comes off. This gives both players a flush draw. As the cards lie, the only way Theo can win the pot is to catch a queen.
Theo Jorgensen, the Dane, our chip leader at this point.
Well, he won this event a couple years ago.
750.
Trying to win it for a second time, and he's bet 750,000 here
6.
with the queen deuce.
Wow. What a moment for Matt Salsberg. Right now, you're 4 flush with the nuts if a flush should come out there. You got the pair of 9s. There's Renee, his girlfriend, sweating him.
At this point, Matt's only got about 1.7 million in chips. It's going to cost him 750,000 to call this one, so he'll have about $1 million left if he makes this call.
I can't see anybody folding his hand. And what a pot it would be if he should go all in. Theo might just call him with a 4 flush.
Time.
Theo called the clock on him, Vince. Now, in my mind, that is a tell. Nobody that has a real strong hand is going to call the clock on their opponent.
Never.
Let's see if Matt can pick up on that.
Because if you have a strong hand and you want the call, you want to give the guy time.
Wow.
And Matt does pick up on it. Nice. We're going to the river.
He does make the call. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if a heart doesn't come off here. How this hand's going to be played from here out.
Down to the river. Will a flush come out? We will see. No, but it's a 10 of diamonds. So Theo has nothing.
How much do you got left?
Like a little over $1 million.
Yeah, he said a little over $1 million, and he said it confidently. So Theo is going to check and just surrender.
Queen high.
He's giving up this pot, queen high. Matt going to take this pot down with the 2 9s, and there you see his girlfriend, Renee. She can't believe it.
And that is the biggest poker moment
Trying to turn.
of Matt Salsberg's life. What a call. Very solid. The hand holds up. What a pot. And that is turning things around now for the Hollywood producer. There's Greg Brooks now, the 23-year-old from Wyckoff, New Jersey. He just has a 9-6, but he's getting hungry to play a pot. He has raised it to 110. Amir going out. Steve Gross also folding.
Over to Carlos Mortensen. And he picks up ace-jack here.
He's been very quiet so far tonight. Now he's just going to call.
Probably out of respect for the fact Greg is the one player at the table that has him covered in chip count.
Vivek with King-Queen also calling, so we have 3-way action.
And all these guys got plenty of chips. Now flop comes 7 deuce deuce. No help to anybody.
Vivek checks.
Here's Greg with the worst hand, obviously, but got a very good flop to make a continuation bet with.
Well, he's going to do so. 260.
Well, Carlos just not buying it.
Vivek out.
He just feels like his ace-jack might be the best hand. That's why he's a 3-time WPT champ, because he's got great feel for the game. Now a 10 comes off. Gives Greg a gut shot straight draw, but really has nothing here.
Now will Greg have the guts to pull the trigger again with a nothing hand? Yes, he does. 560,000 he has bet.
Unbelievable. This 23-year-old firing into the 3-time WPT champ Carlos Mortensen with no hand.
Putting the pressure on the Matador.
I'm telling you, folks, you got ace high. You thought you might have had the best hand on the flop. You call, the guy fires again. Your problem is, what if he fires a big bet on the river? What am I going to do with the ace high? Case I call here. You have to admire Carlos's poker instincts, but tough to play with just an ace high. Well, Carlos lays it down. Give Greg Brooks a lot of credit for firing another shell into the great Carlos Mortensen.
Talk about poker heart. That is Greg Brooks right now. Who is this guy?
This guy
I'm Marie Peleg.
has coached successful pros that have made millions of dollars. And now he's bringing that expertise to you. Introducing Upswing Lab 2.0. Based off the original Upswing Lab created by Doug Polk, this is a one-stop shop to poker mastery. Start your journey today by checking out Upswing Lab 2.0.
Nick Broder, poker pro. He quickly folds his hand, but Jeremy picking up a big hand.
400.
Ace, king of clubs. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, he's all smiles right now. Winning pots and picking up cards at the same time.
Chip leader Olivier with a queen jack. And look at this little tasty re-raise. Makes it 850. Ivan out.
And Jeremy just calls the re-raise. Most guys would just come right over the top with ace-king suited here, especially against the chip leader, but not Jeremy. Wants to see a flop, and what a flop it is as it comes ace-king 5.
Oh, and Jeremy's shaking his head.
He's shaking his head, but he's all grins.
Shaking his head. Usually when you shake your head, you have a big hand. That's exactly what he has. Bad tell there by Jeremy.
What are you trying to do here, huh?
Olivier is going to fire out the continuation bet here.
Yep.
950,000.
Didn't pick up on Jeremy's antics.
Oh, look at Jeremy now, staring up at the sky, wondering what to do. Well, all he's wondering is, do I just call and continue to trap this guy, or do I come over the top of him right here?
I call.
He's just going to call.
Big trouble here for the chip leader, Olivier, unless he hits a 10, but no, it's a deuce of clubs. Action on Olivier.
Getting thirsty over here.
Look at this Jeremy saying, I'll take another drink.
Olivier, obviously not picking up on these kind of tells. He is going to fire out over 2 million in chips here.
I'm all in.
And Jeremy going all in.
Yeah,
Well,
here comes the baseball bat. That's when you do it.
now, Vince, I got to tell you the truth. I know this guy's a great online poker pro, but I believe Olivier needs to work on his live tells a little bit.
Yep.
Because you and I felt it was pretty obvious that Jeremy had a hand there, but Olivier did not pick up on it.
Now anyone's game as Phil Hellmuth looks down at ace-jack on the button.
Yeah, things have gone very smoothly tonight for Phil Hellmuth, except for that one hand where DJ disappointed him. But he's got his composure back. Phil's raised now. Art Papazian now has a pair of nines.
Art elects to 3-bet here, goes up to 675,000 from the big blind against Phil's button raise. Phil cranes his neck to get a better look at Art, who is stoic as usual. Looks like Phil does want to make this call, so we'll go to the flop with just under 1.5 million in the pot. And it is 4 deuce deuce, 2 hearts, so a very nice flop for Art's nines. I expect him to down bet from his pre-flop sizing on this safe uncoordinated texture, and you see there a bet of 375,000. Phil here actually has a pretty good hand on this flop with the ace of hearts and 2 overcards. But he's reaching for raising chips, Vince, and this
775.
could be a problem for him as he's not really representing a lot of strong hands with this raise. If he had a big pair pre-flop, he's typically going to 4-bet.
Well, just doesn't believe Papazian is solid, and he is pretty solid, and he's going to make that call to the discomfort of Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah, Phil perhaps getting a little frustrated with Papazian doing what he can to take down a pot,
500.
but doing it in a spot where he doesn't necessarily represent a lot of strong hands. So fires another 500,000 here. This deuce is not a card that's going to deter Art from calling down with his nines.
Yeah, Phil needs to hit the ace of the jack. Not to be, as a 6 appears.
Ace jack.
Papazian going to check, and Phil has had enough with the bluffing.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
guy was gonna go nuts.
Uh-oh, he's starting to steam.
Come on. I thought he was gonna go nuts on me.
Phil lost more than was necessary there, but Perhaps getting a little frustrated with Art trying to push him out of the pot, trying to find a way to win.
Dang it all.
Unlucky, Phil.
Well,
Unlucky.
it was a flip. I got all 5 cards.
Unlucky.
It was unlucky.
Let's go to the table. Action going to Vadim. Rich businessman from Russia. Very eccentric player, very fast playing, and this time he has a 9-8.
60.
And he's going to make it 60,000 to go.
Well, Amnon quickly calling with 2 deuces right behind him.
Yes, he does. Lenny Cordolino going out. Hot Cheese also folding his hand.
And now around to Alex.
Yep, the short stack Alex won't play as well, so we have two-way action. Vadim versus Amnon. Here's the flop.
2 New Yorkers going at it here. Flop comes 10-7-4 with 2 diamonds. Vadim has flopped an open-end straight draw. Action is on him. Well, he stretches his neck to see how many chips Amnon's got, and he sees it's quite a few. These are the 2 chip leaders at this table.
And the Russian,
7.
the chip leader. Look at this, he's gonna bet 70,000, and a quick call by Amnon with the deuces. Here comes the turn.
Well, Queen of Clubs on the turn. Now what do you do with an open-end straight draw? 2 flush possibilities out there. Well, Vadim's gonna check, hoping to get the free card here. And Amnon checks right behind him. Comes the river card. Well, 4 clubs comes off, putting 3 clubs out there. Amnon has the best hand with 2 pair. Action on Vadim. Will he put him to the test here? Vadim's got to figure the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it. But remember, he was called when he raised before the flop, and he was called when he bet on the flop. So would you want to fire here on the river?
Well, they say he's a crazy player. He plays like Gus Hansen with nothing. He's proven that so far tonight. Now, will he make this last bet?
150.
Yes, he does. He lives up to his reputation.
I call.
Well, 150,000 quickly called by Amnon without hesitation.
That's annoyingly
A
quick.
nice call by Amnon, but I don't think it's that tough a call to make, Vince. If you call on the flop, your opponent's going to bet on the turn if he's got 10s or queens or any kind of hand in that situation because there's too much drawing possibilities out there.
Well, it's still very annoying. The quickness about the call. The Russian has to feel like he's just been put in the gulag for a couple days.